Let's talk about stage four, which is the sales call. So if the sales funnel did its job, then the sale is mostly already made. Okay, this is where you're kind of just diagnosing, you're confirming, and you're closing on the call. So I told you earlier I was going to go through the four things that I saw that over 80% of our one call closes had in common. And so that way you can fuse it into your marketing and sales process. So number one, all decision makers on the call. This is obvious, but it's so funny because even me, sometimes when I'm taking sales calls, I forget to ask this question. But besides you, who else needs to be comfortable with this? If you ask it early and proactively, you're not handling last minute objections at the very end where they're like, I need to talk to my partner, I need to talk to my spouse, I got to run it by my team. So if you can do this earlier on, then you can say, great, why don't we get them on the call right now? Or great, I'm going to give you enough information on this call, and then let's go ahead and schedule another call with all three of us or all four of us together so we can decide what the next step is going to be. Can't do a one call close if the people that need there to be closed aren't on the call. Number two, diagnostic before prescription. So you want to collect their numbers before you say a word about the solution. So for us, this is revenue, show rate, close rate, lead channels. If I'm getting on a call with somebody and they talk to me in 2 minutes and they say, yeah, I can't scale past $200,000 a month. And I say, oh, your biggest problem is you need to run more ads. And they're just like, well, you don't even you don't know anything about me or my ads. How much are they going to believe that I know the problem better than they do? Probably not a lot, right? But if I spend 15, 20 minutes going deeper, okay, and what's your click-through rate? What's your cost per click? How many ads are you testing and launching every single week? And what is your current show rate? What's your lead to booking rate? By the time I do all of that, and then I think for a couple of minutes, and then I say, this is what I think your main constraint is, don't you think they're gonna have a little bit more belief in what I'm saying? So that's why we found with all of our one call closes, we were able to make sure that we diagnose the problem correctly, which requires getting the actual numbers before we prescribe. The next thing is cost of inaction. So you got to add emotional stakes at this. I'm a very, I won't say emotionless guy, but I'm very logistical guy. Like, I try as much as possible to remove emotions from thoughts because I feel like they can muddy things up. But ironically enough, most people are making decisions based on how they feel, based on what their emotions are. So if they're like, man, I'm at $100,000 a month and I want to get to $200,000 a month the next 90 days, but they're like, it would just be nice to do. They have no real pain or urgency or desire around it. Then it's going to be hard to close that person. Way, way harder than if someone's like, look, man, I had a call the other day. Guy was doing about $45,000 a month, but he had like $35,000 a month in overhead. And he's like, dude, I'm burning my savings right now. If I don't get this figured out in the next 60 days, I'm going to have to go back to corporate America and get a 9 to 5 job. And I'd do anything not to do that, right? That person, way easier to close. When I get to the pitch and I'm like, hey, if you're still here, and by the way, this is going to keep you from having to go back to corporate America because we're going to do these 3 to 4 things that you agreed on earlier. Is going to be the biggest lever for your business. And then finally is the ROI math before the price. So this is definitely a little bit more on the business to business side, but if you're in the consumer side, you can do it too. But in the business to business side, if I'm saying like, hey, I'm gonna help you, for example, Hyros, which is an ad attribution software, they always like guarantee return on investment because they help you track your ads better. And so they're able to show the numbers like, hey, you're spending $100,000 a month in ads. You're probably not attributing at least 50% of it. So you might be wasting about $50,000 a month in ads. So if I can help you not only spend it on the right ads, but then you get a higher return on investment because you're only spending on the right ads, you might double, triple the amount of money that you were making before, right? So being able to show them that when it comes time to close is going to make it easier for them to say yes. If you want me and my team to install any of these systems in your business done for you, make sure you go down below and book a free revenue system diagnostic call. We're going to get on a call, identify your biggest bottleneck, and show you exactly what we would do to solve it there live. The best news is we offer every single client a no questions asked money back guarantee.